Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between Sermons, where we are continuing our conversation from Sunday. And this is going to be a fun conversation because we kicked off our mission series. One of the things you're going to learn quickly about Disciples Church, if you don't know us very well, is we really do care about missions. We got a heart for the nations, and so we're going to be able to talk about that a little bit today. We had a very interesting, a very different kind of service on Sunday, so this is going to create maybe a very different kind of podcast as we continue that conversation. But to do that, I've got the lovely Taisha Beasley. How's it going? How you doing?
I thought we agreed to sound
to make your soundtrack.
Anyway, yeah, no.
I don't think we agreed on that at all.
When I get my content creation person, it's going down. No, I'm happy.
Is that a post production thing? Like afterwards, so you can just like pause and then
they're gonna know, like, cue.
You should have told me. I'd have been the sound effects. Yeah,
okay.
I'd have done it. I didn't know.
Well, next time we have you on here. So speaking of, thank you for joining us, Pastor Asa.
Oh, you're welcome.
You are always a great addition to the show.
Praise the Lord.
And you're rocking your Japan hat. I think you had that on last time.
I possibly did, but this time is for a reason. It was a reason that time too, but I mean, it's missions month around here, so why not?
And that's one of our trips for 2026.
Yes, Japan in June. Be there.
Why are you having shy? Are we?
Because the Bears won.
Okay.
Like, it's obviously.
Okay.
Come on, let's go Bears.
Okay.
4-2.
Somebody give me a hat. Mine's gonna say "Make it disciples."
But no, the Bears won on Sunday. Like, that's something that I get to wear Bears gear in pride, not out of shame.
Oh my goodness,
that's the thing. Shame around here.
Because I still wear. I support the Bears if they're 0-15.
But do you really?
Yes,
you slide
100%.
in a Bears joke like every Sunday almost.
I joke with my kids. I still love them.
What type of love is this?
I'm a fan, but I'm also a realist, and the Bears are really bad most of the time.
Do not love me the way that you guys love the Bears.
Right.
It's like talking about them Monday through.
No, but we're 4-2. We beat a team that has a hard time beating a wet paper bag.
Wow.
And so,
see, is that a compliment or is that shade?
You got to beat who's in front of you. It's okay.
Wow.
A win is a win. You win by 1 point 2 weeks in a row. Yes. You beat the Saints. You just got to do what you got to do.
That's who's on the schedule. Beat who's on the schedule.
Oh my
goodness. That's right. But 4 turnovers. Come on, it was an exciting game to watch if you like Bears defense.
Is that why you have more energy today?
No, not at all. This is fake energy. I don't know what's going on.
No,
this
energy. We have a new word.
No, this is definitely that like forced energy. I don't know. I was telling my wife on our drive in to work today, like I don't know what it is, because we did like nothing yesterday or Saturday or Friday. Like, I took like 2 days. I played video games like most of the day. Took care of a couple of house chores, mowed the lawn, did a couple things, but like for the most part, like I did nothing, and I was exhausted the entire time. And like I honestly, I don't know if it's like jet lag still kind of affecting me.
Yeah.
Plus I was sick right when we got back, and I preached 3 services, and then it was just like all of that. So, and then my wife was gone because she went with you to New Jersey.
We had a great time.
Yeah, so I was solo with kids, and it was just, man, being sick and jet lagged, and 3 services, and then kids, and it's just. So I was just exhausted. And so like this morning we were driving in, I'm like, I have no excuse. Like and all I did was host service on Sunday, but after service we went home and I just watched TV and kind of crashed on the couch and woke up this morning, got the kids off to school, and I'm just staring at the mirror like, what is happening?
Why am I so tired?
Why am I tired?
Yeah. So no, I'm tired.
It's age, I'm telling you.
I am old.
Yes.
It is, that did happen.
He's not old. It's not age.
It is age.
It's our
You're just saying that because you're older than me.
No, well, that's part of it too, but it's not age. It's just our bad eating habits, our bad sleep habits. We do it to ourselves half the time.
Absolutely.
We do.
100%.
Okay. I guess.
We do.
I guess. We're still getting used to our this 40 stuff. You've
fine.
been in it for a while.
What
so
am I, 46? I figured out a long time ago. It ain't the age problem. It's me. I'm the problem.
Yeah. I still want to just blame somebody else. Anything's better than taking responsibility.
Right.
So yesterday we had a great service. It was actually pretty a great moment for the creative team here because we just had the opportunity to put together like
you had all the videos.
All the video. We had a ton of videos. The display, so it was just really good.
The production team was, Ruben's bringing out guitars in the middle of worship.
He should be tired.
Like striking the stage, bringing in chairs. They were working yesterday, and I'm just sitting there going.
When I saw him bring out the guitar, I'm like, was that on the call, to bring?
Right.
But I think it was good. Yes, it was just a good flow. I think the energy was high for missions, and I think missions is a big piece for us here at Disciples Church, and I would like to spend a little time there because we have so many new members that are a part of Disciples Church. So let's give a little bit of the history of missions here. I don't even know if you can give a little.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know how little it's going to be, but I'll do my best. So honestly, where we are with missions, I'd kind of break it down into like two categories, not categories, but like two reasons for it. One is we were founded by a missionary. Founding pastor thought he was going to be a missionary for life. Like that was his heart, his desire. Yes, he learned how to pastor, but he was always a missionary at heart. Finally got the denomination he was a part of. They assigned him and my mom to the Philippines. They go to the Philippines and they're there for about a year. My mother gets like verge of death sick, and they end up having to come back home. And even then they thought, we're going to come back home, she's going to get healthy, and we're going to go right back to the Philippines to continue work as missionaries. And they took on a pastoral position in that meantime and kept asking the denomination, hey, when are you going to send us back? When are you going to send us back? And after like a year of them being back stateside, the denomination was like, I think that for your wife's health, it's better if you guys just stay here. And that was honestly, like, my mom has talked about it before, like that was the most heartbreaking like ministry moment of her life. Like it was this idea that like we've completely invested ourselves into this idea of being missionaries, bringing the gospel to another country, living there with the people, doing all that, and here we are stuck almost as pastors.
Yeah.
And so it's funny. We've had some pastor friends over the years that have quickly pointed out that my parents, they are missionaries trapped in a pastor's body. And it's,
right. I can totally see that.
Like so our foundation as a church was missionaries. Their heart was missions, and their commitment to missions continued. And so part of that also comes from their experience as missionaries. They realize how hard it is to get churches back home to support. That the video we played yesterday, that financial imbalance, what do they call it? The great imbalance?
The great imbalance.
Yeah, that financial imbalance of, 99% of the missions giving is going to reached nations instead of unreached nations. Yeah. Which there's a quote, I forget who said it, I've used it before in sermons. He talks about how if I see 10 men carrying a log, 9 on the light end, 1 on the heavy, which end are you going to go help? Mm-hmm. And that's the heart behind our church is we're gonna go help out on the heavy end that nobody's lifting, and that would be missions, specifically to like the 1040 window into unreached people groups and all that. So that's kind of one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is by nature, like so. We rebranded our church as Disciples Church. We've got this call to discipleship. Matthew 28:19 is our go-to verse. Like this is the foundation of it. And the verse says, go into all the world. Yeah. So it's like we're supposed to go into the world and make disciples of all nations. So there's this within the call to go and make disciples is this idea that it shouldn't just be right here. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't just be our community. Yes, we need to make disciples within our community, but those disciples within our community should be going out and making disciples outside of it. And so we even talk about, since in that instruction, it's Jesus says, go and make disciples of all nations, teaching them to obey all that I've commanded you. Mm-hmm. That includes the command to go and make disciples of all nations. Yeah. And so like the harsh reality, I guess, that sometimes we talk about is you're not really a disciple until you are making a disciple. Like, because if a disciple is somebody who is obeying all of the commands of Jesus, how could you neglect that one to go and make disciples? And so for us, it's like, the nations, missions, it has to be a part of every disciple's heart to see people come to faith in Christ. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's important to us.
Yeah. Wow. That's such a rich history. But yeah, I agree. When I saw Pastor Jerry yesterday, he was just so happy.
Yeah. It's his happy space
yeah,
to be able to talk about missions, especially. So yesterday we worked a lot with Elam, and we do have to be a little bit cautious in this podcast how much we talk about, how many details we give out, just because they are working in a country where this is illegal.
Right.
And so for their safety, that's why like in video and stuff, like faces are blurred out, names aren't being given and things like that. So, but that's. I know that Elam and the Iranian church and what God is doing in Iran and in Turkey and some other places in that region are just, it's amazing. It's incredible. It's huge, this explosion of the underground church. And I think for my dad specifically, like it is one of the greatest privileges of his life to be able to say, I'm a part of this. Mm-hmm. Like I'm a part of this explosion of 1 million Christians underground in that nation, and my dad knowing that he's been able to help train pastors and leaders in there is pretty awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good. It's one of those videos you was talking about, the other video that talked about the one guy who kind of started Elam. And if you've been around church, you've heard of like, sowing a seed and it benefiting somebody else. But it was so interesting. What caught me with his testimony is the fact that he was well aware that he was just tilling the ground. Yeah. He wasn't necessarily even planting the seed.
That's what I love. Like he got so deep with that quote. If we pulled it up, like he's like, it's not that I'm planting the seed. It's not even that I'm really plowing the field.
Right.
He's like, I'm just removing rocks.
Right.
And it's like, dude, like that. The fact that you could dedicate your entire life and say, I know that what I'm doing now, I'm not seeing fruit.
Right.
Yeah.
The next generation may not even see the fruit. Mm-hmm. However, I know that what I'm doing now is preparing the way for the person that comes next to do more. And so like to just I'm just taking rocks out of this field so that somebody else can come along and actually plow the ground, and then somebody else can come along and actually plant the seeds, and somebody else can come along and actually water it. And that's actually what we're seeing in Iran now, is the efforts of those men over generations.
Yeah. But being able to have that foresight that, hey, what I'm doing is of the utmost importance, because in the future, and to care so much about what God will do for the generations after you're gone, man, that's a serious commitment, and that's a serious. Can
you imagine dedicating your entire life to a people group and seeing one salvation from your entire life, just one?
No, I can't imagine, but it's good. On a much smaller scale, so like some of the stuff we did, not to jump to Japan, but it reminded me of some of the things we did in Japan. Some of the outreaches that we did was literally geared toward winning one person to Christ. Yep. And we doing this big production over this one person they've been working on all of this time. It's like, man, we haven't been able to get this person to come in our doors. But she said yes to cooking for y'all. But when she left, she was so touched by just the love and just being able to have conversation. And it was just, their whole thing is trying to get people to just experience the love of Christ in community. And give them time. They'll come to know Jesus. And that was, man, it was definitely two different things. Actually, 3 different things that we did that was dedicated to try to win one person.
Yep.
Wow.
And we put on a whole big production about it.
I was there the year before you, and we did an entire outreach event. There was like 20 people got mobilized to do this big outreach thing, and it was all because there was a young man that had started to kind of come around, and if they did the events, he would come. And so they're like, okay, so we got to do the event because it gives us time to actually sit with this guy and talk with him.
Yeah.
Wow. That is a huge perspective shift right there. Because, man, I feel like in America sometimes we do events to reach all of these people. But to go and serve in different parts of the world and do this big production for the one, which...
Look at you.
I said it on accident.
Hey, come on now. Explain to everybody why you just got all excited.
Why I got excited and tingly inside was because just, our creative team. I remember we were talking about putting this series together and what missions should feel like. And all of us kind of like landed on like this series should be called For the One. And it kind of goes with the Be One, Make One model that you kind of laid before us with Disciples Church. And so we thought this was the flip side to like doing it in community and going out for the one. And so it's really just resting with all of us, like for the one, like everything we do, getting on these mission trips, talking about missions is for the one. So
yeah, it's that important, and just because that one could be that next person that's picking up the rocks for a whole generation. So as much as we only able to see some of the small wins, man, you never know the plan that God got for somebody and the impact that they may have just by them coming to Christ. So it really is a team effort, but the more people we can get in on this thing, the more people can actually come to know Jesus before it's too late. So it's that important. It really is. Yeah.
So, I mean, I will be honest. Before we came to Disciples Church, David and I were like, not really sure about this missions thing. We didn't really hear about it in different church spaces. So for people who may kind of be like on the fence, like, why can't I do missions in Chicago? Or why is it so important for me to get a passport and go overseas and spread the gospel? Why can't I do that here in my neighborhood? Like, maybe share a little bit about that.
Well, just a quick, easy thing is you can do both. Yeah. You can do it here, you can do it there. Yeah. And then the scripture said, do both. Yeah. Do it here and do it there. So go into all the world. So, I mean, that's just the basics of it. Yeah. You can do both, and it's just as important to do both. But what I've learned is if you feeling like you should do something that God's pushing you toward and you do it, somebody's going to be blessed and you're going to be blessed. Yeah. Like, you both going to be blessed. So my experience with missions, and two different experiences. One, my first trip was to the Philippines, and there we're around a whole lot of believers, but we're around a whole lot of poverty. So it's this one, the impoverished part was so touching to me. Then Japan, we're around really not many believers at all, but people that have plenty. Yeah. But I was able to see their need for Jesus. So it's still able to see like both needs. Like you see this people that like, oh man, they can go buy food, but they really, really need Jesus, because you can see something's missing. You can see the emptiness. You can see that, and you just know that there's hopelessness. Some of it plays out in the stats of the Japanese people, and the stats of suicide are rather high for a nation that is well off financially. So from my experience, seeing both sides of that is really cool. I'm glad that I've been able to see both, because sometimes you think, oh, well, we just need to help the poor. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we do. But the goal of all of it is to get people to Jesus, poor, rich, in between. Yeah. So to be able to experience both of those has been pretty interesting to me.
That's good.
Yeah, for us, we just categorize it differently. So there are churches in Chicagoland where missions for them is the old lady on the street corner that's passing out tracts. Like, that's missions, and we're going to support this missionary. Yeah. And the missionary has never even left the state. Yeah. We would categorize that as outreach. Okay. So outreach is the local effort. Missions is the foreign effort. Okay. And so for us, when we talk a lot about missions, it's not to negate evangelism or outreach. In fact, we probably have more outreach events happening on a regular basis at Disciples Church than we ever have. We're going to get that information. Where's that?
Where can you get that information?
Yeah, we're the
doing newsletter. Outreach. You can also get it on the website. Yep. At what? DC.1/outreach.
Yes.
/outreach.
Yeah. So, and we've got just a variety of things. Like we're partner with a bunch of different organizations providing food, shelter, clothing, just all kinds of stuff, and then just straight evangelism. Like, that should absolutely be happening. Yeah. So for people that say why don't we do X instead of focusing so much on Y, it's like, well, first of all, like we do X and Y, like, because the Bible tells us, like, in Judea and Samaria and in the outermost parts of the world. So like we're supposed to start where we are in our city and then expand out from there. But I think it goes back to the quote that I used about the log, that great imbalance video that we saw. Like, there is something about, like, my wife and I were talking about it on our drive home yesterday, because we're just comparing it to Joy's experience in Iran and talking about the hairdresser story. How this woman been praying for 5 years for the opportunity to meet another Christian. Yeah. Like, we can't even wrap our minds around that. I mean, the fact I drive from Tinley Park to Manhattan where I live, it's a 30-minute drive. In that 30-minute drive, I, without exaggeration, 2 dozen, 3 dozen, 4 dozen churches I'll pass on that drive. Like I'm passing plenty of opportunity to meet other Christians. So when you live in the U.S. and you are not a believer, it's by choice. When you live in some of the countries that we work in and you're not a believer, a lot of times it's not by choice, it's by ignorance. Like you literally, we talk with people who have never heard the name Jesus before, which sounds so crazy because we're surrounded by it. And it sounds crazy because, like, well, don't they have the internet? Like, and some of these places, well, no, they don't. And even places that do, like, it's not part of culture. It's not part of what's around them. And so even if they know something, they don't know much. Like, even Joy's testimony, she's like, I didn't really know Jesus, even though in Islam we recognize Jesus as a prophet. So we knew stuff about Jesus, but she's like, but then all of a sudden I start reading the Bible and I realize, like, the stuff that we've been told about Jesus is not true. And so, like, we want to target, we want to go to places where the opportunity to hear the gospel is just not present.
What really stood out to me in her testimony was all of the, we're going to just call it what it was, the supernatural encounters she had with the Holy Spirit. And it just made me wonder if that needed to be done for her to establish a relationship with Jesus. It was kind of like, we don't hear a lot of that here in the United States, but her coming to Christ was very supernatural. So I don't know.
Man, were you in the car with us yesterday? Like, we were having that same exact conversation. Because we were talking about the difference between need and want. And we basically talked through, because she mentioned that whole, like, why do Iranians have so many dreams about Jesus and meet him in a dream? And yet, like, Americans, like, I would love to see Jesus in a dream. And it's the difference between a need and a want. Like, without that dream for an Iranian, the chances of them coming to faith in Christ is very, very low. Like, they need that moment because they're living in a place where there is no billboard that says, got Jesus. Isn't that one that's here in Chicago? Like, you're not going to see it. And so, like, Jesus visiting in a dream, it's a necessity. Whereas for us, we'd be like, wouldn't that be so neat? Like, wouldn't it be so cool?
I want to write a book about it.
Right? And then even for non-believers in the U.S. that would say, yeah, but if Jesus showed up to me in a dream, then I would believe. And it's like, the Bible actually even says, blessed are those who believe without seeing. Right? And so, like, I think that there is a faith component to this, but there's that need versus want. One thing that's really interesting, and I wish we had time to really dig into it with her, but Elam, one of the things that they do is they train up Iranians in Turkey, and I think I'm safe in saying some of this, because Turkey and Iran have a very easy relationship. Turkey is open to Christianity and things because it's a tourist-built nation, and they know that if they strike down on Christianity, then they lose their tourism. So Turkey is very like, hey, we're staying out of this one, guys. But that becomes a vacation destination for Iranians. So they can come into Turkey for like 3 months. It's like a 3-month visa that's easy to get. It's basically, there's like practically no restriction. So what they do is they set up 90-day Bible schools. And so they do like crash course, like it's all day, every day. Like, it's not like a couple of hours here. No, it's like, it's intensive 3-month program. You get trained to be a pastor, then you go back into Iran as an underground church pastor. And so when I was in Turkey, I got to go and visit the building where they're housing this in. And there was about a dozen people there. Of the dozen, I would say 8 of them had a dream of Jesus before they became Christian. The 4 that didn't have a dream still had some kind of like supernatural component to it. It was like, I was having a really bad day and I'm in a taxi, and all of a sudden the taxi driver is like, hey, are you okay? Can I pray for you? Which is like, that's not like here in the U.S., you can do that no problem. But like, that was a huge risk for the driver to say that. Another one, it was like fairly similar story on a subway or on a bus or something. And but the 8 that had a dream, like, it was amazing hearing their stories, hearing their testimony, because we just asked all 12 of them just tell us how they became Christian, because it's a powerful story every time you ask.
Yeah.
It's not, well, my parents were Christian and I was born into it, or I was raised by it, or I was having a really hard time, so I went to my local church and I found Jesus there. And like, that's not the testimonies of Iranians. It's there's so much supernatural part of it, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. No, that was awesome to hear. Pastor Asa, I know you go on mission trips. That's something you encourage all your leaders to do here, Pastor Brent. But do you feel like there was a moment where you felt like, can you say you can be called to a mission trip, or is it just like you should just go?
Being called to a specific trip, or just any trip, or missions in general?
Is missions something you feel like you are called to? Like, I mean, I feel like I've heard that. Like, I just feel like I wanted to be a missionary. Like, God was calling me to do that.
So for myself, when I was in Bible school, my wife was wanting to know, why are you in Bible school? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I'm in Bible school because God told me to go. So I'm in Bible school. And she would say, do you want to be a pastor? Do you want to be this? And I'm like, Tracy, I don't know. No. And I was like, no, I really don't want to be a pastor. That's the thing I know I don't want to be, is a pastor.
I'm taking one step. Stop asking me about 20 miles down the road.
She needed the rest. I didn't need it. And literally the only answer I could give her, I would always land on, the only thing I could see myself doing, and then I would give the caveat, but you're not going to do this, is I would love to just go do missions and be in the middle of nowhere doing missions. And she's like, yeah, we're not doing that. So I don't know. God don't have you there for that. That's the only thing I could land on that actually, like, that sounds cool. And I don't even know where that came from. If I think about it, I guess I grew up in a church where there was a lot of African missions going on. At least I didn't necessarily see people going. I know we sent a lot of money there. So I probably gave as a kid toward missions to Africa and different things like that. So I don't know where that seed was planted in me to like missions, but that was the only thing I could come up with. Like, missions sound good. I'd be glad to go live somewhere and do missions. And Tracy was like, no. So from that standpoint, something in me likes missions. I will say that. And I didn't just come up with that. But when it comes to like specific trips, yeah, God can surely call you to a specific trip or call you to missions in general. How it happened for me, I signed up for the Panama trip, which was supposed to happen in 2020. Got canceled. I don't remember why I signed up for that trip. I don't even know. It might have just been timing. Signed up for it.
That was supposed to be Jaden's first missions experience.
Okay. Yeah. And it was postponed, or it was canceled. So when we start going on mission trips again, I literally was like, well, I done already raised this money. I need to go somewhere. And the next trip that was up that worked on the schedule was the Philippines. Okay. So the guy called me to go to the Philippines. Yeah, I can't tell you that. I just went because that was the next trip on the docket. Okay. But something in me does like missions. And then Japan, I was told I was going to Japan. That was the next. So that's
I wonder who told you.
Yeah. But both of them, I would say, have been super impactful on my life. Okay. I feel like I hopefully impacted people where I was at. So it was good both ways. So
yeah, I think there's room for both. I think there's a space of just pure obedience of like, look, God told me to go because he told all of us to go. And so I'm going to go. And my church is offering these 6 options. And of the 6, that one sounds cool. Right. Never been there. Wanted to go there. Like we try not to like treat missions as a vacation, but the number of people that go on a trip simply because they really want to be in that country is pretty high, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Now, if you neglect the work so you can take pictures and be a tourist, like, okay, that's not okay. But if you're like, man, I've never been to Japan before, I love Japanese culture, I love sushi and anime, go on the Japan trip. Why not?
I get a lot of that with Japan. I feel like a lot of people like, I just always wanted to go to Japan.
Yeah, because it's
I
Japan.
love all of those
Japan's
things you
cool.
said. But it is.
Look, I'll be honest. Like when we first connected with Pastor Fabio, and they're like, we're gonna do a Japan trip, I was like, dibs. Like,
right.
I get to be the guy to lead that one the first time out. First of all, it's a first time trip, which means it's you never know what's gonna happen. But my son loved Japanese stuff, and I love Japanese stuff, and it was like, this will be a cool father-son moment. So I was like, all right, I'm leading Japan. Jaden, you're coming with. Let's go.
I love that. I mean, not to spoil any of the things coming up over the next week, but it does highlight going on mission trips with your kids. Like that's one of the videos we're going to highlight. But I love that. I know there's a trip I'm eyeing right now from this Sunday. And we're going to unpack those trips in this episode.
I can't wait to hear where Taisha's going to go next year.
You already know. There's 2 places. One I have to go to. And you could probably guess. And one that I want to go to with my family. Can you guess?
You going to the Philippines?
You have to go to the Philippines.
I have to
right. The Philippines. I'm like, well, she must.
I'm pretty sure Pastor Chris has asked you to go to the Philippines like 18 times.
80 million times.
And somehow you've gotten there 0 times.
0 times. And this year I felt God was like, you're going to go.
Or you felt Pastor Chris was like, you might.
Maybe it was a little bit of both. I heard her voice way heavy. Like.
All right, and then family, you want to go UK?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding.
I know my people well.
You know your people.
I know my people well.
So. She thinks she's going to be shopping. That's why she want to go to the UK.
Soul, in the middle of service, Soul leans over to me and she's like, we're leading the UK. And I'm like, no, Lily Field is leading.
Right,
like, it's her trip.
Leader.
Like, and she's like, no, but we'll be like the represent. I'm like, why? And she's like, because we're going to bring Bennett and we're going to stay and we're going to go to some Tottenham games and we're going to do all this stuff. I'm like, if we're leading the trip, we can't stay like extra. Like, and she's like, no, but like we're gonna go, and then we'll pay extra to like stay. I'm like, who's gonna lead the team back to the state? Like, Soul is just like, she's committed. I don't know how I'm gonna break it to her that's not how that works.
We both want to go to the same trip. It makes sense though.
Yesterday I was talking to your husband and I was like, I'm like, your son going? Where is he gonna be? I was like, is he staying with the McQuays while y'all going for that week? So this ain't gonna work if y'all all gonna be there.
We all gonna be there.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So yeah,
the sad thing is my wife was just in England with Bennett for a soccer tournament like a year or 2 ago, and I'm like, you already got to go. Like, calm down. Yeah, she wants to go back.
So what are our trips this year? Let's reveal them.
Let me pull them up so I don't miss any of them.
So we know where you going. Why he's pulling up the trips.
I am going to Japan on June 18th through the 30th, and it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be good.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm excited. It was supposed to happen. I'm supposed to be there right now, but we moved it to next year. But I think that was a good thing. I know Pastor Fabio, who's the pastor in Japan, he has the desire because we're one of the teams that bring young people, or that brought young people the first 2 years. So his hope and prayer is that because our trip is in the summer, that a few more young people would be able to go. As the leader, I really don't want to try to keep alive other people's kids, but I did it last time, so I guess I can do it again.
And I would say, like, young people, like 16 to 30 is a great age range for Japan because a huge part of their church is in that bracket. Mm-hmm. Pastor Fabio has like 18 kids, all under the age of 25.
Right. His own personal, like 18.
His own personal kids.
Like
it's not 18. It's only 7.
Like, 6 or 7.
But it just feels like a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like from the age of what? The youngest is what, 3 or 4 now?
Yeah, she probably 5 or 6 now.
5 or 6 now? Yeah, it's been a couple of years, I guess. Kids do age, don't they?
They do. She was 3 or 4 when you were there 2.5 years ago, or whatever, 2 years ago.
And then so they've got a bunch of kids that are in that like high school, early college range. And so I know for his family, a big thing about trips that we teach all of our teams is you go there to minister to 3 groups of people. You minister to your actual team. Yeah. Then you minister to the pastor and the church that you're a part of, their family, that organization, and then you minister to the people broadly, in a sense. Yeah. And so, like, going to Japan specifically, that's a big part of that is to encourage Fabio and his family because it is a 1%, I guess now 2% or almost 2%.
I heard that.
Yeah, it seems like it's growing. Christian nation, and so you're talking about a place where even though Christianity is not outlawed in any type of way, it's still such a cultural minority that you could be a Christian in Japan and have a really hard time finding other Christians. Wow. Like, it's not like here you're like, you might feel like you're the only one at work that's a Christian, and then you pull out your Bible and somebody's like, oh, me too. Yeah. And it's like, there's others. In Japan, most likely not. Wow. And so you're there to encourage them when life gets lonely. Yeah. Awesome. But a big part of their ministry is actually using English to reach people. So they do a lot of events and things around teaching English or creating opportunities for like English conversations, because a lot of people will study English but they need somewhere to practice, and being able to practice with an actual native English speaker is huge. Like, that's a value that a lot of people don't get. Because like when you're taking English in a Japanese school, most likely you're learning from somebody who speaks English as a second or third or fourth language.
Wow.
Right.
And so they're speaking with a Japanese accent or something. So when you get a chance to actually talk with a native speaker, it makes a huge impact.
Wow.
And so they capitalize on that, which means because they're using English, it's also they're hitting a lot of younger people.
Yeah.
So they're in college campuses and they're reaching a lot of just in that young working professional and high school and college kids. And so bringing a team full of 80-year-olds, it's hard to connect there.
Yeah.
But if you bring a team of 20-year-olds,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Yeah, and the nature of it is a whole lot of walking and moving
It's
around.
a very physical trip.
Yeah, it's we stay on the third floor of the church, and there's no elevators, so you need to be able
You're
to
up and
move
down the
around
stairs.
and go up and down.
The best restaurant you're going to eat at is a long
both
uphill walk.
ways. Like your grandmother
It
went to
is.
school.
It is.
I don't know how that
I
math
mean,
works.
we had Zion was winded on that walk. And Zion is, he's what, 19 now,
Right.
Yeah.
college student,
Yeah.
physically fit, plays volleyball, and he was winded on that walk.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but it's a good
it's a
trip.
physical trip, but it's a good one.
Good
All
trip.
right, you want to go in order?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right,
Do
so
we
we
have
got
some sound?
we got Philippines. This is the one you're going on.
Yes.
So this is a
Lord willing.
this is a DC women only trip.
Yes.
So guys, I apologize. You are not going to the Philippines this year because it is to put on a women's retreat. The difference for us between a retreat and a conference, retreat means you're going to be at a table with Filipino women connecting personally. Conference is like everybody just sits there and listens to a speaker talk. And so we try and do retreats when we bring a team because it creates more relationship. Benefit of the Philippines is lovely people, like the most just servant-hearted, just caring, smiling, laughing, like the happiest people you'll meet. Like most likely if you run into a Filipino in the U.S., it's in some kind of service industry because that's just where they grab. You're going to see them in hotels. You're going to see them in medical professions as nurses, and it's just because there's something about Filipinos that just want to love on people and serve them.
Yeah.
And so going there, like our goal every trip we take is to outserve whoever we're there with. Philippines is the only place we fail every time. It doesn't matter how much we try and serve, they're going to outdo us.
Wow.
And so it's just a beautiful, beautiful country. English is not necessarily the native language for everybody, but just about everybody you interact with will speak English. To the point where actually our last trip there, they didn't even bother translating any of the services. So now I don't know how many people understood everything I was saying as I'm preaching for 45 minutes. But you'll absolutely be able to connect with people, have conversation, and it's a great. I love the Philippines for like a first experience for people because it is just such a warm and welcoming country.
So
It's perfect.
okay.
Philippines, the unique thing about the Philippines is that where we go and where we minister is very Christian. So we try and target like 1040 window. We try and go to places that aren't. And there are areas of the Philippines that are not. There's Muslim-controlled areas of the Philippines. But where we go and devout, it's very Christian. The church there is it's somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 people in that church. When we first connected with them, it was like 300 people. And they've just exploded. They've got 40-something campuses now that we're considered their founders. They're I don't know. They call them Papa Jerry and Mama Chris over there. So it's like I guess the grandparents of the church.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's good stuff. Philippines is awesome.
Awesome.
Questions, comments, concerns about the Philippines?
Nope.
Nope.
Not
All
right now. Maybe the week before.
Beautiful. All right, that's in April, and then Japan.
And they will be here.
And they actually, Bishop Hurley will be here this Sunday.
Wow.
So he'll be telling you more about what God's doing in the Philippines and preaching a message and encouraging us. I love the Montez family. It's a really cool family, really cool legacy. His father had 8 kids. All 8 kids are pastors now. Bishop Hurley has 4 kids. All 4 kids are pastors in the ministry. Joel, his son, who's their executive pastor, his oldest is also named Jaden, and is like the little evangelist that's just like going out in the streets and just telling people about Jesus. Like, it's just a family that just loves God. It's just it's a really cool thing.
How
to see.
old is he now? Is he 13 maybe?
Yeah, he'd be basically the same age. So we had Jaden. Our Jaden is a slightly older.
Okay.
So I think their Jaden is probably 14.
Okay.
Mine is 15.
Yeah.
And I think he falls in between. But he might actually be 15. It depends on when his birthday is. I forget. So yeah, that's Philippines. Japan, we already told you about. That's June 18th to the 30th. Then we got Paraguay, which is a very unique trip for us. It's the first time we've tried this. There's an organization that we've been in relationship with for a few years now. I got to have lunch with one of their reps, and my dad's had some interactions with their founder and some other people. But it's an organization called Global Ventures, and basically what they do is, it's especially for churches that don't have a strong missions component. But we thought, this might be a good addition to what we're already doing. So Global Ventures, what they do is they organize usually about 4 or 5 trips a year that is open to any Christians to come to. So churches all over the country will join together with Global Ventures. So they take much larger teams because they're getting people from all over the place. And so we're going to work with them on this Paraguay trip. So if you sign up for that one, there's going to be a little bit of like double duty. We got to fill you out forms for Global Ventures and get you connected to their team. They're the ones that are actually going to be hosting everything. But it's a lot of street evangelism in Paraguay.
Awesome.
Some stuff in schools, sharing testimonies, maybe doing some dramas and things to like draw a crowd in the streets. And then all of it kind of culminates with like this big event where they bring everybody that you've been working with all week, evangelizing to all week in the schools. You're inviting them back to this thing, and at this big event, there's a whole production that's put on, and it's a really cool organization, and really excited about what they do. And like I said, they do like 3 or 4 or 5 of these a year. And so we looked at the Paraguay one, and it was rated an easy entry point. And we thought that would be good for families.
Yeah.
Paraguay is a big family trip. So if you're like, hey, I really want to go on a mission trip with my 10-year-old and my 13-year-old, Paraguay would be perfect for that kind of thing. Then we got Panama. That's our DC students trip happening sometime in July. We don't have firm dates on it yet. We're still working with our contact there. This will be the 2nd year in a row that we've gone to Panama. But Panama was actually, I led the Panama team like a decade ago, maybe. Like this is a long-term relationship. Actually, our partners there used to be in Outer Mongolia.
Wow.
And so we actually took a team with them in Outer Mongolia, which was a lot of fun. I was part of that. We got to drink horse milk, which do not recommend. Nope, not a good thing.
I don't even have to taste it.
It's fermented. Like it's
so it's been sitting.
Yeah, it's quite disgusting. However, that was a lot of fun. Anyways, that has nothing to do with Panama. You won't drink any horse milk in Panama.
You might.
But Panama is a really cool trip. It is a DC students trip. However, that doesn't mean you have to be a teenager to go. It just means like if you go as an adult, you do need to know that you're going to be going almost as like a leader, chaperone to help with the youth that are going. But we do need adults to go on the trip as well. But you'll work with Pastor Harry over DC students to connect with the people there. It's a really cool country. One of the things that we do there is we're working with an indigenous people group in the area. And what we discovered last year, this is why we're going back this year, is actually we discovered last year that their well had collapsed several years ago, and they had been trying to raise money to rebuild it and have been failing. And so this village is really struggling with clean water right now. And so Harry saw that, and it just broke his heart. And he said, you know what, I think we can do something about this. So that Panama trip is going to be more than just the trip, and you'll hear more from them about this, but they're going to be raising money to actually redo the well.
I love that.
So it's going to be really cool. But in that trip, you'll also interact with the local church. You'll do some street evangelism. You'll work in schools, kind of doing a little bit of the classic missions experience all through Panama. And the best cheeseburger I've ever had in my life was in Panama.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, best cheeseburger I ever had, man. It was fresh ingredients cooked on the back of some dude's truck. It was super sketchy.
all type of bacteria.
Absolutely the kind of thing that could kill you. But man, was it good.
The worst I ever had was the Philippines, and y'all didn't warn me that they do something different.
Oh,
put
yeah,
some
we
spice
should have.
in that
Yeah.
burger.
Yeah, the Philippines burger. We usually warn people.
Yeah, well, y'all didn't warn us. We were
Okay.
standing there waiting.
My
We
bad.
were in the airport in Manila.
Okay.
And I'm like,
And
burger.
it's in the airport? Yeah. No.
It was, so I took one bite and I'm like, that don't taste normal.
You can get good burgers.
Then Pastor Chris was like, oh, yeah.
It depends
The
on how,
burger here.
If they make it Filipino style, there's
Yeah.
a spice that they put in it that just doesn't taste right
Yeah.
to an American palate. But my last day the Philippines this trip, I went with a guy that actually was an intern here years ago, Eric, and his discipleship group, and they bought me a cheeseburger because I don't know why.
But it didn't have the spice in
I'm the
it.
fat American guy.
No.
They're like,
Needed a
this guy
cheeseburger.
needs a cheeseburger as we hang out and
Get
talk.
him a
Cheeseburger.
And it was good. It wasn't. They didn't do the Filipino spice. In it.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
We just offended all the Jollibee
Man,
workers and
I'm
everybody
like, we have
out
to
there.
go back. And... okay.
Yeah,
Keep it pushing.
McDonald's will be fine. You get, yeah. But I encourage people, try things on missions. Like eat the weird burger.
Yeah, eat it.
That way you can
I took a
experience
bite.
it.
My stomach is already not happy with
I do draw the line at balut though. I did try it once though, but I'm not gonna try balut again.
What's balut?
You don't even want to know.
Okay, just keep going, man. Let it be a surprise to those who are going.
Don't worry, nobody's gonna make you eat balut in the
Okay.
Philippines. All right. I really feel like I need to tell people what balut
What is
is.
Right?
but I'm
balut?
just
What
gonna-
is
do I
balut?
do I skip it? Do we just
Tell
move
'em.
on? So balut is like fermented duck embryo. It's a fertilized egg. So the duck is growing inside.
Oh, okay.
They bury it in the sand, and it's like there's a cooking process in the sand, and so then like the Kinder Surprise, like the Kinder
Yes.
eggs, where like you get a toy inside. So it kind of functions like that in the sense that you don't know what you're getting. Like, so the idea is you crack open the top, you drink the fluid, and then you eat whatever's inside.
Okay.
But the growth process, like there's like, I think they even sell them with like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5, like to tell you like
What could
roughly
possibly...
what it's going to be. But it was a mystery to me when I ate it. Mine had feathers and a beak
Oh.
and eyes. And
You ate it.
yeah,
He's a good sport.
I'll try anything once.
Because no.
All right. Now that we've disgusted everybody on the call,
Yes.
you could also try some durian.
No.
Durian, they
not
say
eat.
it smells like hell but tastes like heaven. From my experience, it tastes exactly like it smells. And Jap and anybody else that's involved in the editing process of this podcast, I love you so much. But God needs to deliver you from your obsession with durian, because that is not a good thing.
It's not of God.
It is not of God. I love you. I love Filipinos so much. Durian.
Making it clear.
No, that's not it. So
Oh
I don't know.
my
Does Jap still do our final
Oh,
edit?
yeah. So, yeah, they'll
Awesome.
hear it all.
Yeah.
I'm just like-
I think last year I mentioned Jap in something, and he tagged me in a post on
yeah.
it. So don't tag me in this
Right?
one.
They're going to all hate you now.
bashing durian and balut. All right, moving on. We got Cambodia. I'm excited about Cambodia. That's in Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia. We haven't actually been able to go for several years. Sadly, the pastor that we worked with there was all kinds of issues that ended up happening, and so we kind of felt like, man, I guess God closed the door here. But we were contacted recently by some of the leaders that were there when we had come through, and they're like, hey, we would love to have you back, even though pastor's not involved in the ministry anymore. We would love to have you. So I kind of reopened this door. Cambodia, another country that just really needs Jesus. Very, very difficult past in Cambodia. The killing fields, and some of the things that you'll learn, the history of Cambodia. There was just a really horrible, horrific past that they've got that pretty much wiped out all the intellectuals, all the doctors.
wow.
Kind of just almost completely destroyed a generation. So the fact that they're able to rebuild and come back is huge. So Cambodia ends up being similar to the Japan trip because they, at least when we were there before, and I don't know how it is now, they utilize English a lot in their evangelism. So they ran an English school, And then in the English school, they would offer like extra credit, or they would have like nights where it's like, hey, if you want to practice what you've been learning, you can come to this event. Well, the event was actually hosted by the church. And so they used it as like a door for the people. But Cambodia is really cool. We're going to be doing a children youth camp in Cambodia. So it's going to be a lot of work with kids, young people. It's the end of August, beginning of September, August 27th to September 7th. Okay. But I love Cambodia. Cambodia is a really cool trip. I've been a part of in the past, so I'm excited that we get to go back.
You've been on all the trips so far.
Philippines, yes. Japan, yes. Paraguay, no.
Okay.
Panama, yes. Cambodia, yes. United Kingdom is our next one, and technically yes, but not really.
Okay.
So this is another new one for us. Lily Field, which I don't even think I have to do much to promote this because she's going to be here in 2 weeks. Okay. And I have a feeling that we're going to have to like limit the number of people that can actually go on the trip, just because after hearing her talk, from what I've heard from others that have listened to her before, everybody's going to want to go on this trip. That she just has such a passion, a heart for missions, and what she brings. It's actually kind of funny. We had several girls from Wheaton Bible College with us yesterday. The basketball team came out because one of our former members is there, and she brought her whole team basically. And after the service, they came running up to me. They're like, okay, the Lily Field that's coming, is that from, what's the name of the organization? From Ambassadors Fellowship. I was like, yeah, I think so. She's like, she was at our chapel a couple months ago and like had us all just on the floor crying. Like, we've got to come back to hear her. And so like college girls loved her. My dad loved her. She was part of Pastor Nee's missions conference that we host here at the church. She came out for that a couple of years ago and just made a real impact on Carlton and Pastor Jerry and some others. And so she'll be here. So she's leading that trip. It is a very unusual trip for us. We don't typically go to places like England because we do target more 1040 window. What makes this trip a little bit unique is what Lily specializes in this UK trip is working with African immigrants to the country. And so you're actually working with a lot of Muslims or former Muslims from countries within the 1040 window who are now living there. So it's almost like you're getting to do 1040 window ministry, but in a non-1040 window country. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, that's what I am excited about, because I did learn a little bit about the trip before I just was like, we're going to go to this one.
So it's not just that it's London, but the evangelism sounds cool. And I think that's right up like David's alley.
Oh,
like,
yes,
I know David listens to like God Logic and some of the other like apologists that really work with Muslims, and so I'm sure that David is like itching to put some of that stuff into practice.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have him train me and Neo up so we know what to say when we get there. But it'll be fun.
Just 2 words for you: Islamic dilemma. You learn that one, and you're good to go.
You're good to go. Okay, good.
All right, and then the last trip technically isn't in 2026, it's 2027. It is our Senegal medical trip. We do that we try and space it out. It's like every 3 years, maybe 2.5 years. They try and alternate it, but we put on a medical clinic in Senegal. So we bring as many doctors and nurses and other as possible. So if you are not a doctor or nurse, you can still go on this trip. You're actually needed on this trip for both spiritual and administrative roles. So part of the spiritual is when people are in line, you're praying with them, you're offering prayer to everybody that comes to the clinic. So you're there as a spiritual support, but you're also there for administrative tasks, getting people processed, finding out what they're there for to make that process move a little bit smoother. Because basically when the team shows up, it's in a place that doesn't have good medical access. And so this clinic becomes life-saving and life-changing for a lot of people. So we bring medication and all kinds of stuff, and it's just a really cool opportunity. But we definitely, if you are a nurse and you're thinking about going on a trip, like that's probably a really good one for you to target. Awesome.
Well, listen, DC, we have some amazing trips coming up. Be praying now. Start praying now. Even talk to your group if you're in any life groups. Talk with your group peers and see what trips you guys can go on together. I think that would be great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to land that plane. What is the takeaway, Pastor Asa?
The takeaway, pray. give if you can, and go. Go on the trip. The takeaway is it's important, and the impact that you can have just in going on a short-term mission trip is a real impact, whether it's on the people you're ministering to or the family that you're there or organization that you're there supporting. However, you will be blessed and others will be blessed. So just do it.
What was your takeaway from yesterday? Your personal takeaway.
My personal takeaway.
That was for everybody else.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand the question.
No, that was good. But I just feel that I need to pull on that. What did you take away from the message yesterday?
That we need to do more and get more serious about this Jesus thing. And when I say we, start with me. But that was the takeaway was we got it really easy here.
Yeah.
And I don't know that we always consider that.
Yeah.
That we consider ourselves and our comforts a lot more than we do Jesus sometimes. So that was my takeaway.
That's good.
Yeah. For me, it's not necessarily a new takeaway. I love Elam. So the missions organization that was here on Sunday, Joy, who's on staff with them, and if you got to meet Dan in the lobby, who works with them as well. Elam. So there's two missions organizations that whatever they ask for, I say yes. Whatever they need, whatever they're doing, I want to be a part of it. There's just two right now that have like a blank check from Brent. And that's One Hope, which we talk about a lot, which is they're the organization that's it's God's word for every child. And it's not an audacious goal. It's something they're actually accomplishing because they're already at over 2 billion kids have received God's word through their ministry. So like One Hope says they're doing something. I'm like, I'm there. Whatever you need from me, we're there. And the other is Elam. After being a part of what they're doing in Turkey, working with some teenagers that have fled Iran for safety reasons because they were Christian and it got found out. And so literally like ministry in Turkey, talking to a brother and sister who said they were in the market in Iran and got a phone call from their pastor there. They were already part of an underground church. Got a call from their pastor that said the police have come. The military's come. You need to run. Don't go home. Don't grab your things. Just wherever you are. Here's an address in the mountains. Get to it, and they will help you get into Turkey.
Wow.
And they literally, from the market with their school bags still, they just fled into the mountains and ended up getting their way into Turkey and are now living as refugees in Turkey. Working with them and seeing what Elam is doing to care for people, but also to bring the gospel into Iran is just... whatever they want, I'm there. So we're starting a financial campaign. Pastor Jerry announced it on Sunday, where for $1,000 we can plant an underground church. It's $50 for every evangelism effort that they make. So for one person to get the gospel, make a salvation decision, get onto a Safar discipleship journey with somebody, it's about $50 per salvation, essentially. But for $1,000, you can actually equip and fund an underground church so that those converts have a place to gather and a pastor that they can train under and learn under. Man, I hear that, and so my dad gave the first 1,000, and some random guy in the service gave the second 1,000, and Sol and I, we gave the third.
Awesome.
And I'm encouraging my discipleship group to get on board. One of the members of my group just came to me on Sunday and said, I'm gonna do one by myself.
Wow.
And so I'm excited about it. The goal right now is 100 churches, so we're trying to raise $100,000. We got one member of the church that is already created a matching grant, basically. So it's if we raise 50, she'll match it with another 50. So
awesome.
that would be the 100 churches. But I don't know why, but I said it yesterday, and usually I'm not the big faith guy, which is really sad to say as the lead pastor.
Our pastor's not the big.
I'm the realist. I'm the guy that's looking at the numbers and looking at the budget. My wife is like, we should just build a new building. It would be so much better than 3 services. I'm like, we need $20 million to build a new building. Like, I ain't got $20 million. But I looked at that number, 100 churches, $100,000. I think we need more. I think that as a church, if you really catch the vision and the heart of what God is doing in a nation like Iran and how much the gospel is needed in that place, like, I mean, what am I going to do with $1,000 that is going to even come close to matching the impact that $1,000 could have? Yeah. So
you can spend that in eating out for a month.
For real.
So.
Yeah. Yep. And you got 10 weeks, $100 a week.
Yeah.
Some of y'all cut out Starbucks and you save more than $100 in a
Right.
week
Yeah.
because your Starbucks habits are crazy.
Right. You're saying you're like, I'm a part of that.
I absolutely am.
Okay.
100%. I looked you dead in the eyes when I
Right
said
at
it.
you.
I didn't look at Asa. I know Asa ain't
It
buying no
is
Starbucks.
not-
Oh, I make
Starbucks.
coffee at home.
For your information, it's grounded coffee. I go to the exclusive coffee houses now.
Even that must be worse.
It probably is worse. So.
Anyways, yeah, but no, that's my takeaway is I love Elam. Whatever they do, I want to be a part of it. However we can further the gospel in a country that desperately needs Jesus and is hungry for it. That's the thing, man. Like, Japan desperately needs Jesus, but they're not hungry for it. Mm-hmm. Iran, for some reason right now, it's that we talked about on Sunday. There's that old saying, strike while the iron's hot. Mm-hmm. The iron is hot in Iran, so let's strike.
That's good.
Yeah.
I don't know how I follow up that takeaway.
Should have went first.
I should have went first.
I try and warn her.
Right. I mean, I would just say I feel encouraged by the message, by the whole For the One mission series. It's sparking a joy for like being a part of something that I don't think I've felt ever. So I'm really excited for that spark of joy, and I hope it's sparking a joy for you to be a part of. We have the mission trips coming up. We have Elam project coming up. We have just so many things happening this month, the next 2 weeks now.
Yep.
But it's going to be continuing. Like the Elam campaign
Goes to the end of the year.
goes for the whole year. So you have the whole year to kind of like get your ducats together.
Ducats? What are
and-
ducats?
Money. Get
Money.
your cash.
Money.
Get your
Am I too
ducats.
white to understand that reference?
Maybe.
A little bit.
Maybe. Yeah.
That happens a lot.
But no, I hope it's my prayer. That's my takeaway. It's
boy.
my prayer that it kind of started with Pastor Dre yesterday. He taught an amazing message. And then we had an interview from someone from the Elam organization. And so go back and listen to that and get inspired, take your notes, and I hope it sparks a joy for you. So just join us for the next 2 weeks as we unpack what missions look like here at DC. And until then, we'll see you next week.